You know, people are funny. We all have the same questions. We all have the same things going through our minds at different points in our life. When people come here to Lakewood Ranch and they're looking for property, every time I work with a buyer, they have the same questions. What does it cost to live here? What are my property taxes going to be? What is the standard of living and what does those costs entail? So in this video, we're going to cover the cost of living here in the Lakewood Ranch area. Hey, I'm Mark Bamig with Michael Saunders and Company, and Living in Lakewood Ranch is the name of this channel. And if you're new to this channel, just hit that little subscribe button and ding the little bell, and every time we put up a new video, you'll be notified. And I get calls from people every day wanting information on the Lakewood Ranch and the surrounding areas of Sarasota or Siesta Key or Longboat Key, any of those local communities. And if you'd like to get in touch with me, just give me a call, shoot me a text or an email. But let's get to the topic today. So what does it cost to live here in Lakewood Ranch? Well, you know, the state of Florida doesn't have an income tax, which is why we get a lot of people here coming from higher taxed states. So we have a big influx from people trying to escape the income tax. So really, we find that more prevalent with people who are getting towards retirement because they don't want all of their income taxed as when they're taking it out of retirement. So I think that that's a big thing for a lot of people, is no income tax for the state of Florida. Now, the other thing is we don't have a tax on groceries inside the grocery stores. Food is not taxed here, nor is prescription and non-prescription drugs. But the biggest cost factor when you're coming to Lakewood Ranch, of course, is housing costs. So I ran a quick synopsis of housing costs from January through July of this year, just to give us an idea of where we are price-wise. So medium house price income, or medium house prices, were $362,000 so far this year, and last year they were $338,000. Now that's for all types of homes, whether it's a condo or a single family, and that is for the zip codes 34202 and 34211, which make up a majority of Lakewood Ranch. Now 34240 is in Sarasota County, but it is still have some area that it's in Lakewood Ranch, and that's more of a new home community in that area, which is the Waterside community. And if you'd like to see a video on that, you can click on this right here and it'll show you the Waterside community. But in Waterside, all of those are newer homes, so that's probably going to escalate those prices if we just looked in that one particular area. So property taxes on homes, of course, are based on the appraised or the assessed value, not the appraised value. So the assessed value from the property appraiser's office is what the taxes are based on. If you're a single person and this is your permanent residence, you can homestead the residence here, and it is a $25,000 tax credit off of the assessed value. If you're a married couple, you can get $50,000 off the assessed value. Now in Lakewood Ranch, we do have something called CDD fees, which is Community Development District, or they're also being called a stewardship district. Now those fees are added onto your taxes, and what that does is that takes care of the infrastructure and the upkeep of the infrastructure here in Lakewood Ranch. And I've seen CDD fees as low as $1,000 and as high as $3,500 on property taxes. So that's added to the property tax for the end of the year. So when you're driving through Lakewood Ranch and you see how neat and pristine and how well manicured everything is, how the roads are kept up, I've even seen people out washing the street signs and the directional signs. Those are the costs that take care of by CDD fees. Now, another big cost is homeowners insurance. So depending on when the home is built and what the elevation is, or if it's in a flood zone or not in a flood zone, a typical home, let's just say that it was a newer built home, 2019, 2018, 2017, and the value on the house may be between $750,000 and $1 million. You might pay anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a year on your homeowners insurance. Now, that does not include flood insurance. So if you're in what we call an X zone, that is a non-flood zone, or in a longer time frame where they expand out the time frame for what they look at where they think a flood would occur. So X zones are not required flood insurance from mortgage companies. Now, if you're in an AE zone, you will be required to have flood insurance, and flood insurance can run anywhere from $750 to $2,000 on a home like that. And if you're in a V zone, which is along the coast or on water that's directly tied to either the Gulf or the bay, then those prices can get upwards. I had a house that sold for about 2.5 and it was $6,000 a year. So flood insurance can be a heavy cost, and so you just want to make sure what the zone is and also the base elevation, how high is the house built up. Car insurance. Now, I found that when we moved here from Atlanta, our car insurance went up quite a bit. But conversely, our ad valorem tax on our car tags went down. So we paid probably $400 to $500 a year per car in Georgia. And here, I think we paid $50 per car per year on ad valorem tax. So while the ad valorem tax is less expensive, the insurance to carry on your vehicles is more expensive. I want to address something about the homestead as well. You need to have your car tag here and your driver's license here in the state of Florida to be able to claim your house as primary residence. So those things have to be in order before you can claim primary residence here. So we have a lot of people that have homes here and have homes elsewhere, and if they want to make sure that their property gets the homestead, they do have to do those two things. What about health insurance? Well, I don't even want to really go there with health insurance, because health insurance is in such a mess and it's very difficult. Everybody is individually is different, whether you're on the national health care plan, or whether you're on a business plan, or whether you're just having to pay straight out of your pocket. So health insurance is going to be a costly thing here, unless of course you're over 65, and then that helps. So what about the cost of home ownership? What are the things that you need to be thinking about when you're buying a home? So as you can see behind me is a pool, and a pool maintenance, if you have a pool at your home, it's going to run you anywhere, if you don't do it yourself, it's going to run you anywhere from $85 to $105 a month for someone to maintain the pool. They usually come once a week, take care of making sure the pool is clean. Now you'll notice that this is in what we call a lanai, or a screen cage, and that keeps a lot of the debris out. Now, if you do not have a cage on your pool and there's a lot of debris, that price is likely to increase. Electricity on your home. Most of the homes here have 1 or 2 or 3 air conditioners. Most of them are on a heat pump type system, which you're probably familiar with. So we don't have a high cost of electricity in the winter, mainly because the weather is so cool and it takes very little air conditioning to keep the house at a good temperature. In the summer months, though, that's not always the case. So on this particular home here, the heating and cooling, or the cooling, runs on this about $175 to $250 a month, and that's running 2 air conditioner units, and this house was built in 2020. So the older the home, the less the insulation, the older the equipment, probably the higher your utility bills. Natural gas. We have a lot of natural gas here in Lakewood Ranch, and the natural gas bill is going to run you anywhere from $50 to $100 a month. Now that does not include heating your pool. So if you're in the winter months and you're heating your pool with a gas heater or an electric heater, that's going to raise the cost probably 2 times, 3 times as much, depending on how warm you keep it and how often you heat that pool. What about cable and internet? You know, we can't live without the internet these days. So typical standard internet is going to run you about $65 a month. If you add a TV package to that and you get any kind of variety of channels, you're probably anywhere from $150 to $200 a month, unless you can be one of those that has managed to cut the cord, as they say, and get an antenna and then just stream everything. So I haven't done that, so I can't really speak to that, but I know that you could probably do that $75 to $100 or under. And what about water and trash and sewer? So in the particular area that we're in, that's going to run about $85 a month. Now, a lot of the irrigation is done off of reclaimed water. So Manatee County does a good job of reclaiming water to use for irrigation. So that's usually on the water bill. But there are areas that do not have that, so their costs could be higher when it comes to their water bill, which includes actually watering the lawns. Another thing to consider is child care. Now, we don't have kids and we've never had child care, but I did do a quick research and it looked like child care in our area runs between $175 and $180 a week per child. So those costs can get quite up there if you have more than one kid that happens to be in daycare. Another cost you're going to have to consider is yard maintenance. Now, yard maintenance, if you're in a homeowners association where the maintenance is included, that's going to be due in your homeowners association fees. But I'd say that there's a 50-50 mix where that doesn't happen, and you could probably pay anywhere from $135 a month and up for decent yard care. It depends on how much of it is hardscape and how much of it actually needs attention with grass cutting and trimmings of the palms and those kind of things. Hey, if you're getting value out of this video, just click that little subscribe button and ding the little bell so that you'll know when I put out another one on living in Lakewood Ranch and the surrounding areas. What does gasoline run? Well, I get my gas when I can at Costco, and it usually runs about 15 to 18 cents below the national average. And the other day I think I had paid $1.79, and right now in most of the gas stations I think it's running about $2.09. So of course gasoline can be an expense depending on how much you drive and how far you have to go to work. And the last thing I want to talk to you about is club membership. So what would it be to join one of the country clubs around here? Well, I can give you firsthand experience because I belong to the Lakewood Ranch Country Club, or the Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club as they call it. And to be a member there, it depends on if you want a social membership, a tennis membership, fitness and tennis membership, or a golf membership. So the golf memberships right now are running about $20,000 for an initiation, and I think that then their regular dues per month are about $800. For the tennis and social membership, that's going to run around $2,500 for an initiation and about $300 a month for continuing on. There is no food and beverage minimum. They do have 2 excellent restaurants. The golf courses, they have 3 golf courses, and they have 20 tennis courts, pickleball courts, and then an aquatic center where you can swim laps at the pool, and also a really nice fitness workout center. So if you decide to come to Lakewood Ranch, anybody can join Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club. You don't have to be in that particular neighborhood to join it, and it is a great place if you want to have some social life here that's interactive, and they have a lot of things going on all the time. I hope you found this information good on living here in Lakewood Ranch, and I look forward to hearing from you.